The gravel roads of Coyote Pass stretched beneath a sky heavy with storm clouds. Darkness spilled over the hills of Flagstaff, painting the landscape with tension. Inside a makeshift filming tent near the unfinished Brown family plots, a production assistant whispered into a mic, "We're rolling in 32. Kody Brown paced in tight circles. His eyes were wide with panic, his hair disheveled. The bluster, the bravado, it was gone. The man who ruled this family with confidence years ago now stood moments from collapse. Once more, moments after Janelle Brown materialized. She walked quietly with confidence, her steps deliberate, her face serene. Her messy hair and mirrored glasses reflected Kody's vulnerable position. She smiled, but it wasn't warm. It was informed. Kody folded his arms tightly, his voice low. "This meeting was your idea," he stated. "Phew, it was," Janelle replied, removing her sunglasses as though in a courtroom, and she'd already won her case. There was a moment of extended silence after that, as producers off-camera nodded to keep rolling, unaware that they were seconds away from capturing the most iconic moment in history on the show. "I've been thinking," Janelle replied quietly, her tone icy sharp, "about how you turned faith into fear, how you demanded obedience, and allowed Robyn to gain the ascendancy while our family fell apart." Kody winced. "You don't know what you're saying." "Oh, but I do," she said, smiling. "You surrendered everything to a woman who abandoned your children, one by one." "Don't talk about Robyn like that," Kody snapped. But Janelle just laughed, not a snicker, not a nice laugh. Something more, raw, defiant, healing. It rolled through the tent like thunder, shaking Kody to his core. "You still think Robyn's innocent?" she asked, tilting her head. "You still think you're the victim? You were the storm, Kody, and now you're standing in the wreckage, asking yourself who swept the wind in." Kody's face turned red. Every second was timed. LA producers sat shocked in silence in the editing suite. Robyn cried on camera, her private confessional. "I tried everything," she sobbed. "I didn't ask for this. They left us." Her mascara ran, her voice cracked. But for the editors, there was no compassion, only manipulation. "She's gaslighting the audience," one producer complained. "This is staged." And at last, after all those months of quiet, the showrunner made a firm command. "Cut it. That scene's gone." "Are you sure? That was the emotional high?" "No," told the showrunner, Janelle laughing in his face. "That's the moment. That's the truth. That's the justice." When the show first aired, it went viral overnight. Janelle's laugh was a TikTok sound bit, a meme, a release symbol for viewers who'd watched this family disintegrate for decades. Even ex-wives weighed in. Christine reposted the clip with the following caption, "That's my girl." Meri posted a cryptic anecdote. "When laughter shatters chains, let it ring." The public chose their side, and it wasn't with Kody or Robyn. Offstage, Robyn seethed. On the set of pickup filming, she walked off in a huff after discovering she was being chopped out of her tearful monologue. "They turned me into the villain," she yelled to her assistant. "They're silencing my voice." "You wrote the script, Robyn," the assistant shot back, struggling to contain their anger. Janelle, meanwhile, sat on stage in Salt Lake City, glowing. In response to a question from a fan, she smiled and said, "I didn't laugh because it was funny. I laughed because, for the first time, I wasn't afraid." The crowd applauded. Entertainment news couldn't get enough. TikTok users lip-synced her words. Podcast producers hailed it as the most satisfying comeuppance in the history of reality TV. But in a Flagstaff apartment darkened, Robyn was silent. She had dug her heels in and refused to shoot anything else. Pacing in worn-out socks, she grumbled, "They're censoring me." No longer the broken, forgotten victim, Robyn was now openly resentful. Seething over speakerphone, she lashed out at a producer. "This was my family. I gave up everything. I stayed. Where's my payoff?" The producer answered graciously, "The network craves true stories." Janelle's moment touched. "Reality?" Robyn laughed. "I was the reality." She hung up the phone and opened Instagram, to be greeted with clown memes, circus music, and jibes targeting her and Kody's crumbling empire. A few minutes hence, Kody walked in. Robyn's eyes were ablaze. "They're laughing at us," she informed him. "Call the network. Get this to stop." Kody rubbed his temples. "They're not responding." Behind the scenes at TLC, meanwhile, the higher-ups were bickering. Ratings were higher, yes, but lawyers had overheard something about Christine, Janelle, and even Cobbly-Core's Meri negotiating a tell-all series without Robyn or Kody. "They've struck gold," one executive said, "and really, the viewers are on their side." "Robyn's approval ratings are in the sewer," another added. "Kody's close behind them." The showrunner stood up and made the decision. "We're going a different way. New branding. Christine, Janelle, and the older kids are the new faces of the show." "What about Kody?" someone asked. "We give him a cameo. If he doesn't want to, we just go for it anyway." The new name? Sister Wives, reclaimed. Far from the boardroom, Meri sat quietly in her Utah bed and breakfast, scanning over a new contract from a rival production company. For years, her own narrative had been an afterthought, no more. She had found the old books, proof of hushed betrayals. She had said nothing. She wasn't doing that anymore. Meri closed the laptop, picked up her phone, and typed out a message, not to Kody, not to TLC, to Janelle. "If you're willing, I want to sit down. Not for TV, just us. I think we both deserve to say more." In a rare, vulnerable moment, Robyn Brown stepped out of her home and right into the storm, both literally and figuratively. Tears in her eyes and shaking hands, she pulled out her phone and took a raw, unfiltered video. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't polished. This was a woman breaking down in real time. "I'm not perfect," she conceded, "but I loved this family. I never meant to hurt anyone. And now they're acting like I was never even here." Within an hour of her posting the emotional video, Instagram had deactivated the comments, and the silence was more deafening than anything Robyn could have imagined. Then came the phone call from the network. "Take it down. You're under contract." Robyn didn't flinch. Her eyes never left the camera. "You want a villain?" she whispered. "Then maybe I'll give you one." But there was more coming apart in this family than one tear-soaked tape. As Sister Wives Season 19 unfolded, a troubling narrative took shape. Kody Brown had begun rewriting history, reworking his storyline, not to achieve healing, but to protect his ego. Kody, the proud polygamous patriarch, had been married to 4 wives: Meri, Christine, Janelle, and Robyn. Together, they had once tried to prove that polygamy could work, that it could be loving, balanced, and united. But viewers were privy to the cracks much sooner than the public. Christine went first, followed by Meri and Janelle. By season 19, Robyn was the last woman standing. Kody and Robyn, both monogamous now, seemed to be living in a state of denial, one that Kody had carefully rewritten to justify his behavior. Rather than own up to his transgressions, Kody revised history. In interviews and confessionals, he admitted, sometimes with arrogance, sometimes with tears, that Robyn was the only woman he'd ever truly loved. He talked of a romantic, even mystical moment of meeting her at church, where a lightning bolt had struck between them. Robyn confirmed the tale, saying she'd experienced the same shock the moment their eyes met. The implication was obvious. The other women never elicited those feelings. Not Meri, not Christine, not Janelle. And as Christine recalled her own warm early memories with Kody, his words painted a callous comparison. His message? They were never special to him. In one moment during the season's tell-all, Kody doubled down. "I've only ever loved Robyn," he stated, then later retracted, claiming he was angry and grieving. But the damage had been done. Every time he repeated the idea, it landed like a fresh wound. Even memories from college were wielded as weapons. Kody told only 2 wives, Meri and Robyn, intimate stories about his past. He claimed he never felt safe enough to share those stories with Christine or Janelle. Again, the message was clear. Those marriages were less intimate than he now favored. Kody wasn't just in love with Robyn, he was using her as a shield to minimize and mock what he once had with his other wives. As Sister Wives continued to air, viewers saw what his previous wives had endured for years. His favoritism, his deflection, his refusal to be held accountable. And it wasn't just his wives that suffered. His children did too. As the years passed, Kody's relationships with his 18 children became strained, hurt by favoritism and broken promises. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, sons Gabriel and Garrison refused to follow Kody's strict lockdown rules. Kody responded by requesting that Janelle evict them. That decision destroyed their relationship, possibly forever. He attempted to make public amends in season 19, revealing a more vulnerable, even tearful side. But for many, it was too little, too late, and some of his children, like Peyton, publicly chastised him on TikTok and in interviews, saying that any chance at healing was lost years ago. Still, not all bonds are irreparably severed. Aspen, though wary, has been a little receptive to reconnecting. Mike Helty has been diplomatic during the drama, and Logan, the eldest and most stoic, may well come around one day, if only out of a sense of responsibility and maturity. But even these potential reconnections are tentative, for behind every new Kody is a past that won't be quieted, and a reality his children and ex-wives won't forget. The reality is, Robyn didn't cause Kody to forget about everyone else. She may have benefited from it, but it was his choice. His choices alienated his children, drove away 3 wives, and created wounds that may never fully heal. Gabriel cried on camera because his father forgot his birthday. Garrison felt disposable. Peden felt abandoned. These aren't the scars of a misunderstood love story. These are the scars of neglect, favoritism, and ego. So, while Kody and Robyn may see themselves as the last ones standing, perhaps even the victors of the story, audiences, children, and former wives all seem to agree on one thing. The villain isn't who yelled the most. It's who wouldn't listen the longest. Share your thoughts with us in the comments, and if this tale touched you, be sure to subscribe for more candid, uncensored news from the Sister Wives universe. Thanks for watching.